Where am I? Why am I here? Please let me go. I'll give you my SillySam stashes. Anything. Just let me go.
You aren't going anywhere. I have some fun activities to do with you before you can leave.
What are you talking about? Just let me go.
Have you ever wondered what causes to live in a world like this?
Huh? I don't know. Everything's always been like that.
Haha! I knew you would say that. Usually they say a nuclear war or a solar flare, but they're just lying to themselves, because the true cause is much more embarrassing for the human race as a whole. Good thing I have it right here.
No. 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 No.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
Oh my God. What now? My life. It's been ruined by that stupid fat cat!
Yes, it's true. The release of Garfield Kart caused the first calamity and all of human suffering for the past 10 years.
But how?
Well, you see, it starts like anything that bad happens to the world with the French. So one day in 2013, two French companies, the game publisher Microids and the game developer Artifact Studios, decided to end the world because the English language exists. So to achieve their goals, they used one of the most universally beloved brands as a way to hide the cause of the apocalypse. That's right, Garfield! So they went away crafting the most generic and bad game about Garfield. They made sure it was so generic and awful that it would become a meme and spread in people's minds, thus being able to activate the first calamity. No one noticed, but the quality of life for everyone started to slowly deteriorate. Higher rates of depression, mental health issues, addiction, and hostility between nations. It may not be spontaneous, but it was the first step, and it began with Garfield Kart. But we all know that, so let's look into the game behind the slaughter. So if you didn't know, the game is based on the Garfield show, a show that somehow got 214 episodes. After picking your character, you get to race against the others in a looping track while occasionally using items to get an advantage and trying to reach first overall to win. Kinda seems familiar, don't you think? Yeah, they ripped off Leapfrog Leap TV Kart Racing Supercharged.
Those bastards!
Yeah, surprise surprise, Garfield Kart is a Mario Kart ripoff. Oh wow, the grass is green, the sky is blue, and Little Caesar's Pizza tastes like ass. What's new? But hey, let's not discount the quality of this game just because it's a ripoff. So just like any crime against humanity, let's start with the positives of Garfield Kart. Oh yeah, that's right. There aren't any. Well, we have to start somewhere. Let's start with the story. Damn it. Did you know that Garfield Kart started as a mobile game? Yup, modern day human suffering started on your phone. That actually sounds a bit too deep. Yes, it was released on iOS and Android, but later delisted from the app stores. Probably because Apple and Google didn't want the apocalypse on their app store to save their reputation. Now, Valve and Nintendo, they love the apocalypse, because it has been ported to both Steam and 3DS. Yep, that's right, you get to play it on your desk and on the toilet. One being the most tolerable and cheapest option, which isn't saying much, and the other is a 3DS version. A somehow worse game in almost every aspect and being 3 to 4 times more expensive than the PC version. Which would make most people not buy it. I said most. Garfield Kart on 3DS. Yeah, I also can't believe I wasted money on this. Join Garfield and his friends in the funniest Fast and the Furious game. So yeah, I'll be playing the PC version because I have some standards. Hey, if I'm gonna eat shit, at least I'm gonna eat on a plate. But enough stalling, time to GARF. So how bad is the game that utterly ruined everyone's lives? It is pretty bad, but not in the usual way. Most bad games are games that attempt to be good, but its faults result in it being bad. Yet Garfield Kart goes for a mentality of, if you don't try, then you won't set yourself for failure. Because this game does the bare minimum of game design, and it shows. Making this game pretty amusing to look at by how they cut corners and make the most generic kart racer with Garfield characters. Starting with the first thing you experience when you open the game, the music. Now, most of you would never recognize it unless you played the game before, but some of you masochists out there would have noticed because these songs are just taken from the Garfield show. I am not even joking. So how well does it work? Well as reusing generic songs for a generic kart racer, I guess. They're just kinda there. They exist to provide wacky racing music and nothing else. They're not ear-destroying, but not amazing either, leaving you the player to not remember them at all. Except for the song Sneak a Peek, which for some reason goes unbelievably hard. Another amusing way that devs took to make this game even more generic is the track design, specifically the themes of the tracks. From what I've gathered, it looks like the devs had a bunch of unrelated places for a track and threw darts at them. None of the tracks resemble Garfield at all, they're just generic places such as neighborhood, city, mountain, desert map, 4 separate times, and a factory. They could have had a track in Garfield's kitty litter as an example, and it would be better than what we have. The actual design of the tracks themselves work as kart racing tracks, but none of them are that memorable except for the overall theme of the map. Yet that doesn't take a candle to that of the collectibles. Every track in the game has 3 puzzle pieces and hard to reach spots, and if you collect all 3 in one track, you get a reward for doing so. That reward is not something useful or cool like a new character, car, or even cosmetics. No, you basically unlock JPEGs of Garfield characters in one of the menus. That is it. I don't know if I should be laughing or shocked by this attempt of more content, but that sure is an attempt. Now the rest of the game is not as amusing as I've been portraying it as. It's just bad game design that I'm going to quickly go through because it's Garfield Kart, it already has enough attention. The controls are functional but very sensitive in turning and stiff for drifting. Most of the items don't feel impactful or useful. The unlockable carts and other items take forever to get through grinding coins. The AI can magically get faster to make sure you don't stay in first place for too long. All these points leave the game in a weird spot. On one hand, it's clearly a low budget cash grab of a game that caused the apocalypse. But it also has Garfield. Yeah, it is pretty funny playing the game as a meme, but why would you do that when you can play the—
So you kidnapped me just to remind me how stupid orange fat cat destroyed the world and your opinion about it?
Yep, I'm gonna do it again right now.
Wait, no!
Garfield Kart Furious Racing. Yep, that's right. In November of 2019, Micro decided to follow up on their creation by remaking the original from the ground up. And oh shit, would you look at that. Now that Garfield Kart infiltrated everyone's lives, this game activated the Switch and started the second calamity, leading to where we are now. Titled Garfield Kart Furious Racing, it was released on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and the Switch. I even have the Switch version right here that I paid a bit too much for. What's this? Warning, cancer reproductive harm. Garfield, you're killing my sperm!
It's all been my plan to depopulate the human population!
Classic Garfield. Other than the possible bodily harm, the remake actually makes improvements from the original. And yes, a Garfield Kart game actually has positives now. Like for one, the graphics don't look half-assed. But the biggest improvements made were to the controls and unlockables. The controls now actually feel responsive and somewhat satisfying to chain drifts together. And you can get some high speeds with a combination of drifts, speed boosts, and items, making the driving much more fast-paced and actually enjoyable to play. Yet the game gets even better with the improved unlockables. Now when you start, you have all the characters and carts unlocked and you get the rest by winning races. This with the improved controls make the game pretty decent. Also, the addition of online multiplayer gives the game even more playability. It still has a dull track design, generic music, and useless puzzle pieces, but if this is your only kart racer game, it's not that bad. It's just that there are better options out there. Like El Chavo Kart. Surprisingly, Garfield Kart Furious Racing is a decent game to play. Too bad it made the world a living hell. And that's the story about how Garfield butt-fucked humanity.
That wasn't really a story, you just sort of gave your opinion about them.
Whatever, I just want to talk about Garfield. Anyway, I'm out of games now, so you can go.
No, you're not.
Pardon?
There's still one more Garfield Kart game. Only on the PC, apparently.
Let me see that. Garfield Kart Fate Intertwined. Maybe I should have called the end-worlding events impacts instead of calamities now. So wait, it's a visual novel now?
Shut up, I'm invested.
That's where you're wrong, John. I'm sorry, I had to do this, John. Truth is, this isn't even my true form. I'm sorry, John. All your lasagna belongs to Witness my new special move, Sheer Heart Attack. Behold, my special move, Primal Dominance.
Might I add, that it is an incorrect hypothesis, that the individual known as O.
Once I bite you, you will become just like me.
Okay, Garfield, I think it's time for our combined finishing move.
What? Why haven't I heard of this move?
That's because it's so powerful, we never use it.
キラークイーン第3の爆弾バイツァーダスト